Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Enoch again. I'm here to go over directions for Friday, April 3rd. Today we'll be working with theme. As always, you can check the update section for written directions. This video will just walk us through both what you guys are doing as well as kind of dive a little bit deeper into theme. So you need to open up the folder here. You can start by looking at the directions. So directions for Friday, April 3rd. Please complete the following task. The Schoology folder is set up so you have to complete each task before you move on to the next. That's something I'm actually going to explain towards the end of the video about completion rates and what that shows me. So I'd like you guys to please read for 30 minutes today. After you read, please review the theme worksheet. Just take a look at that. That'll review what theme is not, and then how we come to themes. Then I need you to post on the discussion board. It doesn't have to be a certain length, but please make sure it's detailed enough. I want to get a sense of the theme you're working with, about the work you're either reading or watching if you choose to do a television show. I think only one person has done that so far. And then 4, complete and submit one of the following enrichment activities. I'll go over those towards the end of the video. So this theme worksheet is in Schoology. You guys have access to that today. So what is theme? Theme is the unifying idea in a piece of writing. Readers can find evidence of the theme in all the other elements of the story, including the characters, the setting, and the plot. It is thematic, it is throughout. So topic versus theme. This is one that often trips up students. Two pieces of writing may be about the same topic, like courage or love, but they may have different themes. So here's some examples surrounding the topic of courage. So author's number 1 theme. People must have the courage to reach out for help, while author's number two's work might say individuals must have the courage to tell the truth. Author number 3 could have a theme, people use their experience and courage to start again. Author number 4, in the face of adversity, people must have the courage to stand up for themselves. And author number 5, requires a tremendous amount of courage to follow personal dreams. So if you notice, that one big idea of courage could be broken down to all these different themes. Now, I always like to explain a theme is never one word. A theme is always a complete sentence. It is a subject and a verb. So in this case, people must have the courage to reach out for help. That's actually a theme you could find in the novel Speak. As well as actually number 2, individuals must have the courage to tell the truth. It's actually another theme you could probably find in the novel Speak. So where do you find the theme? Details, details, details. The theme doesn't just show up in one place. It'll come back again and again in the details of the story. So it's in sentences and in scenes. A single sentence can bring up a theme, and so can a whole scene or a whole part of the plot. It's always in the characters, so a theme can appear in how a character changes. The way a main character evolves in response to a conflict often points to a particular theme. And all the way through, the theme is going to appear at the beginning of the story, it's going to appear in the middle of the story, it's going to appear at the end of the story. That's what makes it thematic. It's that point the reader or the author is trying to get across. So here's a little theme acrostic to help you out. So theme, the subject or big idea in a piece of writing. You need to know how the theme is woven in the story. Is it through individual sentences, details, and words? Is it through plot, setting, or characters and character development? Engages with other aspects of the story. So the theme impacts plot and characters. Plot and characters relate to and engage with the theme in some way. So if you think back to that example I was using earlier with the novel Speak, Melinda battles with that idea or tries to come up with that courage throughout the novel of trying to speak up for herself and trying to speak up for what happened to her, trying to tell her truth, trying to get her story across. So it comes across in both the conflict, the setting, and the characters and how Melinda and the characters around her develop, and she kind of develops that courage throughout. And many themes are possible. So you could have a story about love and friendship, loss, the importance of family, learn to be a hero. And if you look at those first 3, those actually all come up in last year's Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. So if you look at the idea, how people react to friendship or love or the importance of family, those are all big theme topics within Romeo and Juliet. And then you have to examine these questions to find the theme. So what big topic or big question are the characters in the story struggling with? How do different scenes convey the same theme? What details about the author does the author use to represent this theme? So it's kind of a quick review of what theme is It's a big idea. It's something we'll deal with for the rest of the year as we work with new literature. So if you go back in here, I'd like you to post a theme discussion board. So please reply to this post. What do you think the author's message or theme in the story is? What evidence do you have to support this theme? And does this theme connect to the real world in any way? Because that's one thing you can always do with theme. You can point, say, hey, here it exists in the story I'm reading, and here it exists in the real world. Going back to Romeo and Juliet, one of the themes is that violence based on revenge creates a cycle of revenge can create a cycle of violence, and we see that in the feud between the Montagues and the Capulets. And then when you look out in the real world and you look at, okay, gang violence or violence between two feuding countries, that violence can be cyclical in nature, and you see it in the real world as well. So that's kind of what makes it a theme, is that that big idea exists not only in the work of literature, but also in the real world. Now for your theme enrichment activity, I'd like you to pick one. So the first one's a creative piece. You could add a scene or plot. So add a new scene to the book to contribute to the overall theme. This scene can happen anywhere, the beginning, middle, or end of your story. Be creative. The scene should be at least half a page in length typed. As I'm looking at some of the enrichment activities, some of you guys are doing a great job of really capturing what I'm asking you to do. Some of you guys are giving me very limited things. Now these things aren't graded right now, but you have to remember, as we move further along in our online learning, and there are some graded elements, you want to make sure that you're providing things. And I'll make sure on my end to give you guys clear directions. So I hope these directions are clear for what I want. So option number 2, find a news article that relates to your theme. Read the article and write a 1 to 2 paragraph explaining the connection between the article and your book. Please provide a link to the article. Number 3, a song connection. Find a song with lyrics that connects to the theme of your book. In your submission, include the lyrics of the song and a written analysis of how the song specifically connects to the themes of your book. It should be about 1 paragraph in length for this one as well. Please don't make it just a few sentences. And then the last one is a theme, more traditional theme analysis. So identify at least 2 themes in the novel. Remember, themes are not just concepts. They're life lessons or full sentences. For example, alienation is just a concept, but the negative effects that alienation can have on a person is a theme. And that's actually one that comes right from Speak, if you remember that last year. So clearly state each theme you identify and come up with 3 specific examples from the book that supports each theme. Also explain how each theme or each example reveals a theme, not concept. It'll be about 2 paragraphs in length for this one. This is more traditional written response. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys do well with this. A few reminders, please go through and do any missing work from marking period 3. Grades will go in on April 9th, and I will keep posting about that. I'll keep reminding you. Also, please make sure, as you're doing these enrichment pieces, please make sure you keep a level of professionalism on discussion boards and in your posts, because you are still in school, so any school rules apply to our digital setting. Other than that, thank you guys for the work you've been doing. I've appreciated giving you feedback. I appreciated everyone who's reached out with questions. And please feel free to send me any questions you guys have as you work tomorrow. There won't really be any homework over the weekend unless you want to wrap up any of the previous enrichment activities. All right, thank you guys and have a good day.